Hi everyone, how are you? Nice to see you. Today we're talking about Parashot, Matot and Mas'ei. A lot of details, but I want to focus on Mas'ei. What is Mas'ei in Hebrew? Journeys. The journey of the man, the human being, in this path of life. One of the rabbis once explained that in Sefer Shemot, there's not so much journeys. In Sefer Shemot, we're speaking about the time between leaving Egypt, Exodus, and coming to Har Sinai. This is mainly what they've done, the journey that they had. In Vayikra, the third book, is the book that mainly it's laws of the Holy Temple, of the priests, the Kohanim, of the sacrifices. The fourth book, Sefer Dvarim, it's mainly the speech of Moshe Rabbeinu before entering Israel. He gives them his last speech. And Bamidbar, this book that we're just finishing, is a book that talks about the journeys of the Jewish people for this 40 years in the desert. All this wandering of the Jewish people in the desert, it's not an easy thing. It says, Kol hadachim bechezkat sakana. What does it mean? Chazal say that when people are in the road, on the way, baderech, this is when trouble struck. This is when problem starts. Because the road, the way, is usually very, very dangerous. The road is a passage between one location to another location. It's a temporary place. It's not something stable. It's not something that you stay on in this place for a while. You don't have stability over there. Everything is temporary. Everything is, you have a lot of weak points over there. I remember when I got married to my husband's family, they used to tell me that the parents, they ran away from Russia 80 years ago. How hard it was to make this journey from Samarkand, Russia, to Israel. For years they were stuck in the road, and it was so difficult, it was so hard, so dangerous. They had to go and work with smugglers that were not so faithful. They had to pay here, they had to pay there. Kids got sick, people, all kind of problems in the way. You cannot trust this one, you cannot trust that one. It was so hard for them because they were on the road for a long, long time. That's what happens when people are in the road. And this connection points between a location to location, this is when problems start. It says, Vayis'u vayachanu. They were traveling and they were parking in a place. They were traveling and they were parking. These are these weak points when people can fall because there's a lot of dangers over there. When somebody removes his weight from one foot to another while he's walking, there's this split second over there when he is not stable, when he can fall. And it's the easiest thing for him to fall over there. Amalek, we know, that used to take advantage of these weak points of the Jewish people. As they come to a place that they're weak over there, that their emunah, their faith is not so strong, this is when it strikes Amalek. And this was happening as they left Egypt. This was happening before Malchut Beit David starts, so he fights with the Jewish people in the time of Shaul. And every time there's a weak point by the Jewish people, this is when they start. This is this baderech, belechtecha baderech. This is the reason that when we're in the road, when we're in the way, we have to be so careful. The only protection for us during this time is to learn Torah. This is the only protection for us. This is why there's this law, uvelechtecha baderech. You have to learn Torah also as you are on the way, when you drive, when you go from place to place. It says also that the time between light and darkness, ben hashmashot, this is also a time of danger. And Chazal say that this is the time that all kind of demons and things and problems, this is when they were created. So in order to overcome on all these dangerous things that we have in our road, we have to pray so that those harmful things will not control us, will not damage us. When person is on the way, what kind of things can happen? When somebody, let's say, goes to a business trip, so he meets all kind of people. People that when he would be at home, he would not be in touch with, He might not eat in the highest kosher standards that he eats when he's home, What can I do? There's no kosher pizza, or there's no kosher restaurant, or he may not be careful with things that he sees on the way. And now that we're in the Chofesh HaGadol, when kids are away from school, we have to be so careful with things that they see, who they hang out with, their friends, and because whatever you were working for the whole year can go down the drain in one bad side that they see. So all the trouble starts, bad derech. And in this book, where most of the crisis of the Jewish people, most of the faults of the Jewish people in the desert, and this is why we have a special prayer that we ask Hashem, Lishmocha bechol derechecha. The same place, though, that we read about the faults of the Jewish people, we learn also about the healing process, how to fix these things, how Hashem forgives us, how Hashem comforts us, how Hashem takes care of us. In this parasha, we read about Shevet Reuven, Shevet Gad, and Chatzi Shevet Menashe. Okay? So the whole people, everybody is going all the way 40 years to come to Jewish land, to Israel. And as they about to cross the Jordan River to get into Israel, they see that the place is so nice there. There's pastures, there's lawn, there's grass. It's so good for their sheep, and they want to stay there. They come to Moshe and they tell him, we want to stay here, the other side of the Jordan, not to get into Israel. Moshe is telling them, are you crazy? I'm praying to Hashem that He will let me go to Israel. I'm praying so many times, and you want to stay here? Are you out of your mind? What was all this purpose? What was all these 40 years of wandering in the deserts for, if not getting into Israel? He didn't understand them. But they say, no, it's good for us. We need our comfort. It's fine. It's beautiful here. We want to stay here. This is when people don't understand. They are not focused on the road. They are walking, and by the way, there's a lot of distractions. This is when they lose themselves. This is when they don't find themselves. This is when they get lost. And so Reuven, Gad, and Chatzi Shevet Menashe stayed outside of Israel. Yes, they helped Israel in their wars, but stayed outside of Israel, were caring more for their belongings, for their objects, for their materialistic things, more than their spiritual life. They didn't care to not to live in Israel, where over there they can get more spiritually. They would go to the Holy Temple. They would live next to Jewish people in the Jewish neighborhoods, religious neighborhoods. They stayed out because money was more important for them. This is when people lose track. This is when people are not focused on their purpose in life, and they go and scatter into all directions. Rabban Ish Chai gives a mashal about this. He says that there was a rich man that was doing the whole way from the desert to the city. He was going on a horse. Today you can take a car, it doesn't matter. And as he was riding his horse, he meets a disabled man, a crippling person, that is asked for charity. So the wealthy man, he was very merciful, and he gave him charity. And then he asks him, this crippled man asks him, can I ride with you to the city? He says, sure, of course. He helps him out, and he puts him in front of him, even gives him the reins, so that, he kind of gave him respect. It's like if today you'll give him to drive the car. So fine, they go, and when they come to the city, this crippled man tells the rich person, okay, now you can get down from the horse, now you can go home. The rich man is, excuse me, now you go down. So this crippled man turns to the people in the city, and he tells them, good people, look, I was trying to make a favor for this man. He asked for a ride. I gave him a ride, and now he wants to take advantage of my disability, and he wants to take my horse from me. The people start to interfere. What exactly this person wants, why he does this. And the wealthy man, he keeps arguing with him, and he demands to go to the judge. So as they come to the judge and he explains him what happened, the judge believes in him. But he tells him, what can I do? Why were you so stupid and you gave the reins to this person? Once he got the reins, he's in control. You didn't have to give up the car, the reins. So this is the nimshal. As long as a person keeps his spiritual life to control him, to lead him, right? So he's on the rein, he is in control. But once he forgets about this important thing and gives all these secondary things in life to control over him, whether it's money, whether it's business, whether it's other things, this is when he can, God forbid, lose himself and not fulfill his purpose in life. There was this boy by the name Alex. In the time of the Holocaust, he ran away from the Nazis. He was 5-year-old. He was a very, very small boy. He ran away from the Nazis, and one of the villagers saw him over there, and he gave him a shelter. So the whole time during the war, he was hidden by that neighbor, very, very good neighbor. But as he grew up, he thought that he has no family. Everybody were killed in the Holocaust. He thought that he doesn't have any family members left. Once, after many years, more than 50 years passed, he meets a person by the name Yaakov. And for some reason, he wants to speak to him. He is attached to him. He starts talking to him. Few times that they talk, they understood that they are brothers. Yaakov was Alex's older brother. The Nazis shot him, but somehow he managed to survive. He thought that he was killed and he ran away. He didn't know that he was left. The other one didn't know that he was left. After more than 50 years, they met. So Yaakov tells him, I see you, Alex. I see that you are very tough. You're a cold person. You don't like people. How come you don't like people? He tells him, what can I tell you? After seeing whatever I went through, I was a little boy, I lost faith in humanity. I don't believe in people. I got disappointed from people. I got this paper, I don't believe in them, I don't want to be friends with them, I have nothing to do with them. That's what Alex tells Yaakov. And Yaakov tells him, but I'm a human being too. He says, yeah, but you're my lost brother. Yaakov tells him, yesterday when we met, imagine that I was your lost brother too. What change did it make from yesterday till today? Why you find favor? Why you like me and you don't like others? He tells him, I don't know. And he starts crying. What should I do? I lost faith in people. What should I do? See, he was in a journey to survive all his life. But in the way, as he was in the road, he decided that he doesn't believe in people, that he doesn't care about people, and he was focusing on surviving. But this person also in a way lost its track. He needs to rebuild his connection, his emotions, his belief in other people, his friendship with other people. So he tells him, you know, if I only could restore back if I would look at all the other people in the world like they were my lost brothers, that I see them for the first time after so many years, of course I would feel different about them. What is the problem? We are not thinking of our neighbors, friends, as a lost brother. And we take, we let ourselves to sometimes to hurt people and not to be nice to them and not to be so careful with their emotions and with their wills and what they want and stuff like that. And being separated from people make people feel bitter about life, make people suffer unnecessarily when it's not even when it's not needed, and makes them empty, makes them feel cold, makes them. It's a shame. We as a human, we as one nation, we have to care for one another. It says, "Kol Yisrael aravim ze leze." What exactly aravim? If I would cut, let's say, a cucumber, and by mistake my right hand would cut my left hand, so it bleeds and it's painful, okay? Should now the left hand take revenge over the right hand? It's me. It's the same. It's me. How can I take revenge of myself? It doesn't go like that. So when you think that you can hurt another person, it's also ridiculous, because we're one people. We're one nation. It doesn't make sense to hurt another person if you feel like one. If we don't feel like one, this is when problem starts. When we don't want to feel like one, when we want to separate, when we make ourselves groups. I'm religious this way, you're religious that way, you live here, you have this right, I have this right. And we make all kind of groups within ourselves. And this is a mistake. You have to love your fellow Jew as you like yourself, right? As you love yourself. So, listen to this. If we want to do something, we can overcome our natural inclinations. This is only if we have the will, if we really, really want. If we're talking about, let's say, a lost brother or lost sister, you know, that we didn't see her for a long time. She lives in Israel, I live over here. I didn't see her for such a long time. Now that she comes, wouldn't I give a try to listen to her? Not to pay attention to small little mistakes that she does. Not to pay attention to my mood swings. You think, oh, I have a bad day, I don't have patience now, I don't want to talk to you. But if it's something that you felt that you didn't see her for a while, and who knows if you're going to see her for some time, you're going to make the effort, okay? Not to pay attention to little mistakes, not to blame her for every small little thing, not to criticize, you're going to make the effort. And this is what Hashem wants from us. I read it somewhere. What you thoughts, they become words. What your words, they become actions. Mm-hmm. What your actions, they become habits. What your habits, they become character. Mm-hmm. What your character, it becomes destiny.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, so let's continue with talking about journeys. HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells Avraham Avinu, Lech lecha me'artzecha וממולדתך ומבית אביך, okay, אל הארץ אשר אראך. So, Rav Natan, he was the student of Rav Nachman Mibreslev, used to explain something like that. Avraham goes to a very, he takes upon himself a very brave, courageous journey, okay, to search for spirituality. Okay, he's also starting a journey, and he went for a long time to find himself. So Hashem tells him, Lech lecha me'artzecha, get out of your materialism, get free of all whatever you used to, all the small little habits that you have, all the things that you're used to, and look for the essence, for the purpose in your life. This was me'artzecha. Mi moladetcha. Moladetcha would be all the qualities that you were born with. Okay? Your nature, your personality. Sometimes these things limits your spiritual development. It prevents. Mi beit avicha. Sometimes family delays your development in spiritualism. Not only delays, sometimes they prevent. They don't let you be religious. They make fun of you. They don't let you. So get out of these things and go el haaretz asher ara'ika. For Abraham, it was to go. He doesn't even know where. For him, it's hidden. He doesn't know exactly what is his destiny, what Hashem exactly wants for him. But Hashem promises him that if you're going to get out and to look for the way, ara'ika, I will show you the path. I will show you the way. You will see your destiny. You will see your purpose in life. So I read the story before Pesach this year. Reb Chaim, he was living in Yerushalayim, and every time, Leila said, you're looking for guests. So he's looking for guests. He used to go every year, Leila said, to the Kotel, and used to pray there. And afterwards, he would ask people if they need a place to eat, to have a Leila Seder. So that year he found these 3 young guys, not religious at all, those people that wander from place to place, and he brings them home. So first they make all the Leila Seder. When they eat the Pesach, they eat the matzot, they eat the maror, they eat all whatever needs to be done. They drink 4 cups, they do everything. And after they're done, they finish, the kids went to sleep, he asked them, where are you coming from? What is your story? Where are you? So there were 2 brothers and 1 cousin. Okay, Yossi, Gidi, and Eitan. 3 guys, 3 lads that come from one of the northern kibbutzim in Israel. Not religious at all. In fact, in kibbutzim, they teach you to go even against religion. They don't believe in any religion. And living in the kibbutz, they were very fine boys. They saw that the values of the kibbutz is not what they're looking for. They saw violence. They saw corruption in qualities of people. They saw all kind of bad things, and they didn't like it. So they decided that they want to search for truth. To search for the truth. From some reason, they didn't think it's in Judaism. They wanted to see all over the world what is the best company. Where is these people that live true life, that believe in true things, they really wanted to look for the truth, to seek for truth. So they decided that they go all over. They're separate. Yossi, he decided to go to South America. A lot of Israeli guys likes to go to South America. It's very exotic, it's nice. So he decided to go there. Gidi goes to India. A lot of people go to the Far East. India is where, India, I don't have to tell you. And Eitan decided he goes to Europe. He wants to seek for the truth over there, some more civilized place. So fine. Yossi tells his story. Yossi goes to South America. In South America, he goes to Latin America, where Mexico of today is. Mexico of today is built on the ruins of the Aztec, this ancient tribe of the Maya tribe and all these They used to have all kind of monuments over there from the past. So he wanted to search it and to find out maybe this is the truth, maybe they are right. He goes to that area, he talks to their elders, he talks to their fortune tellers, he talks, thank you, he talks to their wizards of their tribes, he gets interested, and he learned a lot about quality of human being, about all kind of plans that they have there and how it can influence people from body and soul, how it could influence people on the soul also. He learned, he was in Colombia and in Ecuador and in Chile and in Argentina, all these southern cities in South America. And in every place he meets these mystical people, and they all crash to pieces all whatever he believed or whatever he knew about. He thought world was created from evolution, Darwin and all this. They told him there's no such a way, it cannot be, and they explained in all kind of ways that it's not possible, this evolution. So then he asks a sign. He says, Hashem, if you're there, I want a sign from you. I want you to reveal to me somehow. And Hashem revealed to him for 3 times. One time it says, Yossi, that he was going on a jeep journey, jeeping, to in Bolivia somewhere. It's a very, very dangerous road. It's called the Death Road in Bolivia. I don't know exactly where it is, but this is what it says. And this is the path that the army in Bolivia they use to fight against the drug dealers. They go to all these hiding places and a very wild place. People usually don't live over there, but after the army came all kind of tourists, and especially Israelis that like to go to these places. You have to understand that Israeli young people, soldiers, being in the army, it's a lot of stress. And as they finish the army, they want to get away from Israel for a while to clear their mind a little bit. They want to have some action. They want to have some different things, not to fight against terror and Arabs and Palestinians. And so for them, it's kind of, clearing their mind and have some action and enjoy life. Before they start again, they take responsibility. They go to universities. They start to learn. They get married and all this. So a lot of Israelis like to go to these places. So he's there with a group of people, and it's a very dangerous road. And as they are traveling in this place, all of a sudden this jeep increases its speed, and they lose control, and it end up, I don't know, flying to one of the trees. He doesn't even understand how. So that moment he lost his conscience. As he woke up, he sees that lo alenu, all the people that he went with, they were not Jewish people, but all the people that he went with died. He was the only one alive. He was hung on a tree, on one of the branches, not here, not there. He doesn't even know how exactly he got caught in that branch. And he's there. So he managed to get out from that place. He's in the middle of a jungle in the Amazon. How exactly is he going to get out of there? And he sees how Hashem protects him over there. One time he's going, he steps on something, happened to be that it was the mouth of a crocodile. So the crocodile drops him, and he is trying to run away, and this crocodile is chasing after him. All of a sudden, from another direction, a group of wild fish come, and they want to eat him up also. And he tries to pray to Hashem. He never knew who Hashem is and what it was, but he tries to pray to Hashem. All of a sudden, this group of fish are heading towards the crocodile, and they start fighting. He sees blood. in the water, he managed to run away. How exactly, he doesn't know. Then he's looking for shelter. Night falls. You hear noises, wild animals. He was saved from snakes, from poisonous snakes, from jaguars, from this, from that. In the middle of the night, he goes on a tree. All kind of things that he went through. And this is when he decided that it was more than enough for him. When he left, he was able to manage to get away from this jungle. He came to Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, and he met the Orthodox rabbi over there, and he started questioning about Judaism. And he started to ask and to inquire about Judaism. It was okay, so he stayed there for a while. Gidi tells his story. Gidi went to India. India is where people learn about where yoga came from, the nirvana. Nirvana is this calmness that people are learning how to get into there, how to control their body, their spirit, their this. He gets there and he learns from the best philosophers in India over there, from the best priests over there, and he learns all the methods, all the things. And all the fakirs and all these people that walk on fire, these people that sleep on nail beds, and people who train snakes, and people who spit fire, and people, all kind of crazy things over there. And he checks each and every one of them. There's the cult of the Brahmins. I don't know exactly how you say it, but
Brahmins.
Okay, so I think it's originally it's from Abraham, and but he checks them. He checks all kind of Buddha priests, and he asks them. And this one time he was in this group of students, and the leader over there, he tells them he wants to make spices, and he wants them to concentrate, to focus on a certain whisper that he's going to tell them, and they all have to focus on it. Now this Gidi, he's an Israeli boy, Israeli that lived in a kibbutz. Nobody tells them what to do. Nobody tells them how to think. He says he's not going to tell me what to think, and he doesn't want to think about this whisper. And he wants to think about it. For some reason, the only thing that came into his mind at that moment was Shema Israel. He doesn't even know why Shema Israel. He never said Shema Israel, but this is what came into his mind. And he says Shema Israel, Hashem Elokeinu Hashem. He keeps thinking about this. All of a sudden, the leader of the group comes to him and tells him, "Hey, who are you? You destroy all my method. What are you doing over here? Get out of here. You're a dangerous person. What are you doing? He's like, "What do you want?" And he's like, "You're more dangerous wizard than I am. You have special spells and magic words." And he tells him basically, "Get out of here. I don't need you over here." Okay, so he was amazed that something that his parents, his nation are using is more strong than whatever he sees over there in India. He was very interested about that. Later on, the vice to the Dalai Lama in the Tibet, this is a leader usually, and he teaches millions of people. They guide them and tell them what's their faith and everything. So people are questioning here, asking him questions, but he gives very simple answers, and for some reason it satisfies everybody, but it doesn't satisfy Gidi. He keeps asking, he keeps inquiring, he's interested, he's not. And he looks at him for a while and he tells him, "Tell me the truth. Are you Jewish?" He tells him, "Yes." If you're Jewish, don't look for answers over here. The real source of truth is in your city, in Yerushalayim. Go over there, you're going to find the truth over there. Here is not the truth for you. He learned to know later on that this person, he was Jewish himself, and if Jewish people would come and ask him these questions, he would tell them, "Go find your own thing, your questions are not over here." So this was something very interesting for him, because it's like everything collapses in front of him. Whatever this India preaches and teaches. the so you learn some more things over there, whatever. Last thing that was interesting for him over there was that in the end he wanted to relax a little bit from this spiritual experience that he had, and he went to Sri Lanka to dive in the shore over there. He's looking for pearls over there. It's a very interesting activity, I guess. And as he goes there, he goes far, far away, and from some reason he lost his way to the reef, and his oxygen mask is showing that it's getting empty, and he doesn't know what to do. He feels lost. He's now no connection, no sense of direction. Feels confused, and then he asks Hashem, please help me. And at that second, he doesn't even understand how. Somebody just picks him up and puts him back in shore. This is when he says, okay, I go back to Israel. This place is not for me. I know I'll have to go and find my answers back in Israel. Eitan was the third one. He wanted to focus on Italy in Europe because he thought that Italy is where
Christianity.
Huh?
Christianity.
The what?
Christianity
is, and there is a lot of big libraries over there, and universities, and the culture of the European, and the Christianity in Rome over there. So he goes there to the libraries, he checks, he finds out whatever he has disputes with the priests, with they cannot answer him straight answers. They start quoting the Bible, but they get stuck themselves. They don't know the whole answer themselves. And as he's looking at the end of that verse, whatever they just mentioned, it looks like it contradicts whatever they said before. It didn't make sense to him. He starts to fight back.